Hey everyone, it's Sam here and I'm back with a bendy card. I was going through my playlist and I don't have this size, so I'm doing these like mini series where I'm trying to do one card style in multiple sizes. So I thought I'd just do a couple more of the bendy card. It's a really fun concept. You can add as many of these bars as you want. There's lots of different style bendy cards as well, so check out the playlist. That will be coming up because you might like this maybe arrangement, but maybe not so much the size. This is 6x8, so it's a little bit bigger. It all does fold down flat. We got some fun movement there and just tons and tons of fun images filling up that card. It's very easy to make. You don't need any specialty dies at all. So let's get started. So this is my Enchanted Woods paper pack, and in this you can get all of this and more. So you get 2 of each of these ephemera sheets. So there's tons there, lots to keep you going, along with 4 each of 6 pattern papers. So you've got some scenes and you've got some checkered print there as well. And then I've pulled out all the sentiments because I wanted the celebrate, so the large word there, and then celebrate today is what I'm going to have on the front. Colours I've used to decorate the back here, which is the same on this one here, was the mustard seed distress oxide, and then I spritzed it with squeezed lemonade. So you've got that lovely, I just hold it up, you see that cool effect that you get. And then I have just added a little bit of ink to the edges there, and that was using the Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide. Okay, so first of all, you want to cut yourself a piece of cardstock that is 8x6, and along the 8-inch side you're going to score at 4. I'll redo mine actually. And then you want to cut yourself 2 pieces of cardstock that are 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Yours might be pattern paper, you might emboss your pieces that you're putting on here. I actually cut it as one big piece first and then cut it in half so I could ink it first. And then, yeah, especially if you're maybe doing some stenciling detail, you'll want to do it as one big piece first and then cut it down through the middle. Give it a good burnish, and that's the back now of the card ready. And then for these pieces, the lengths that I give you are the measurements that you'll need, but the widths, you can change them completely. You also might not want as many as me. So I have got 5. And you can see I've dropped them all down by a 1/4 inch increment, and then I cut the shape into them. So you might want to keep yours straight if you want. To be fair, if you're going to decorate it as much as I have, you don't really see the shape. But this could be clouds. You might want to have yours, you know, some from the top as well. Like I said, check out that playlist because there's so many different scenes on there. The first one, which is the one that you will all need, like I said, you might just want to have this one. This is 9x2, and along the long side you're going to score at 1/2 inch and then at 8.5. You can just do 1/2 inch and rotate and do 1/2 inch if that's easier. So that is the main one that you'll need. Fold in the sides and then ink it up if you want to, and then just go over with your burnishing tool, and you're almost stretching the card slightly so it will still all fold flat, but it just means that as soon as I take out the envelope, it's going to naturally bounce up into that arch, and you can see how that's going to sit like so. So although that all folds flat in the envelope, it just straight away, without me doing anything, it bounces up into that shape. Then for the one in front of that, this is 8x2 1/4. So you drop down 1 inch from the length and you go up 1/4 inch in the height, but you might want to do this but you might want this one to be 3 if you want. And again, it's that 1/2 inch at each end, or 1/2 inch and then 7.5. And again, fold those over, cut it to shape, ink it up. You might be cutting a border trim into yours. And then this one is 7x2.5, and I'm going to score at 1/2 and 6.5. Again, fold and add that curve. And then 6x2 3/4, and you're going to score at 1/2 and 5.5. And then the last one, this is 5x3, so you're going to score at 1/2 and 4.5. Again, fold and then add that curve. Now, if you want to stamp onto any of these, you want to do that whilst it's all flat before you add the curve and everything, especially the very front one. That one does it nice with stamp detail on it, like your sentiment. So you can start with the front one or the back one. It's up to you. I'm going to start with the back one. You just want to make sure that you get it in the center. So you're going to add your glue to the tabs, fold them in, and you're going to stick it in like so. So you just want to make sure that your sides here are bang on, so 2 inches from each side because you need to get that exact so that all the other pieces fit into place. But if you want, you can start with this one and stick that one down and then stick the next one side by side and so on. But I think it's easier to do it this way. So it's up to you. You can take your glue and just run that down both your tabs there. You can also stick like the left sides down first and then do all of the right sides. Like I said, I find it easier to do it this way, but see what works best for you. So I'm going to pop my ruler down at 2, so I know that that's where I need to butt it up. And I'm going to line it up with the very bottom of the card, because you want it to stand up. But as long as that's fine that side, I'm okay that side. Make sure that sticks down. And now when you open it up, you've got your first one. So like I said, you might just want to do maybe the back and the front one. Depends on the scene and what you're doing. So then take the next size down, and this, when you fold it in, the width between those two folded pieces is this one here. So when it sits over, can you see how that 1/2 inch sits right next to that one? And again, when it's flat on that one there, and when it comes up, you can see you get that perfect 1/2 inch between the two. That's why it's crucial to get that first one perfectly in place, and then all the rest will just sit nicely. Will sit nicely next to each other. So again, add your glue. You might want to clip one side on first next to it, and then the other one you can just lie that down like so. And then now your gap should be 1.5. Okay, and just keep repeating that until you've stuck them all down. Okay, and then the last one, I'm just going to sit that down so it lines up with that bottom corner, and just fold that last one undone. It should all sit within that main 6x8 piece. And then when you lift them up, you get that cool effect. How lovely does that look? Now it's all ready for you to decorate. So I always like to add a few little birds on the back, which you can see here. For the little spinner here, these are the spinners. I have them linked in my Amazon store, and I'm going to make sure I have them permanently linked below my videos because I keep forgetting, so apologies. And then they're basically like little fidget spinners inside, you can see there. And then just give them a test, because I have had a few that have been a little bit stuck, but you can see, you can hear as well how nicely that spins. So just add a little bit, I like to use the red tape, so that's super strong, a little bit of red tape or maybe some hot glue, and you know, stick it wherever you want, and then you can attach whatever it may be on top. So I'm going to probably add another one of those, and then yeah, just probably a similar layout to that. I have got my little today on some acetate, but I probably won't need to have it because it's going to be actually below, but that will probably sit, I might have it more in the middle on this one because I had it slightly off to the right hand side there, but I'm going to have a little play around, get everything stuck down, and then as always I'll show you it at the end. So there's my finished card. I always like to have the bear like he's like photobombing. He's just popping up. So I've popped him behind the back there. I just snipped him, cut him in half, and you can see him just behind the fox there. I think he looks quite, he's got that look about him. I've got my little spinning bee there, and you can see all the other detail. Really loaded it up, and then the whole thing folds down flat, and that will go into your envelope. You might want to pop it in a bouncy envelope, but it's still pretty flat there. Or you can pop it in a nice box envelope as well. But I just love the way it just straight away pops up and can be displayed. And then if you cut yourself some more of this size here for the back, then you can write your message as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial from me today, showing you this size of the bendy card. I swear this isn't going down because this is how it now looks. So I think I might do something with just the bears and the foxes. That could be quite fun. Maybe popping out of little windows or something. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those future videos and ideas that I have. I will have all the products that I've used, as always, in the description box below the video. There will be a playlist coming up with all of the cards using this ephemera. So again, if you have got it, hopefully that will continue to inspire you. And give the video a thumbs up as well, because it really does help out the channel. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.